Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another captivating episode of Timeless Talks. Who is your series? I'm David Lee, your host, here to bring you an extraordinary conversation with a truly remarkable guest. Today, we have the honor of delving into the life and mind of the renowned philosopher, economist, and social theorist Karl Marx. Karl, your contributions to the fields of philosophy, economics, and sociology are truly remarkable. I'm thrilled to have this opportunity to explore your life, ideas, and their impact on the world. Let us now embark on this extraordinary journey of discovery together. Could you please introduce yourself with your own words?
Thank you, David, for having me on this remarkable episode of Timeless Talks Who is Who series. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Karl Marx, a philosopher, economist, and social theorist, born in Trier, Germany, on May 5, 1818. My early years were shaped by a family with a long line of rabbis, but I later embraced atheism and developed a keen interest in philosophy and political thought. During my youth, I pursued higher education at the University of Bonn and later at the University of Berlin, where I delved into the works of Hegel and Feuerbach, among others, and became involved in radical political circles. It was during this time that I began to develop the foundational ideas that would shape my life's work. Throughout my adult years, I lived in various cities, including Paris, Brussels, and London, where I witnessed the stark realities of industrialization, exploitation, and social inequality. These experiences fueled my determination to understand and critique the capitalist system, leading me to collaborate closely with Friedrich Engels. In 1848, Engels and I co-authored the Communist Manifesto, which outlined our vision for a classless society and called for workers of the world to unite. This was a pivotal moment that marked the beginning of my lifelong pursuit to analyze the inherent contradictions of capitalism, an advocate for the rights and liberation of the working class. Over the course of my career, I penned numerous works, including Capital, a comprehensive analysis of capitalism's economic and social structures. My theories, often associated with Marxism, sought to expose the exploitative nature of the capitalist system, highlight class struggle, and ultimately pave the way for a more equitable and just society. While my ideas have garnered both admiration and criticism, I remain committed to the belief that human history is shaped by material conditions and class relations. It is my hope that through our conversation today, we can shed light on the intricacies of my theories and their enduring relevance in understanding and transforming the world we live in. Thank you, David, for providing this platform to discuss my life, ideas, and the impact they have had on shaping the course of history. Together, let us embark on this intellectual journey, seeking to uncover the truth and possibilities that lie within our collective struggle for a better future.
Mr. Marx, your theories and writings have had a profound impact on the world, particularly in the realm of economics and politics. Looking back on your early life and upbringing, how do you think your experiences shaped your revolutionary ideas?
Well, growing up in Trier, Germany, in the early 19th century, I witnessed the stark social inequalities and injustices perpetuated by the emerging capitalist system. It was through first-hand observation of the working class struggling under oppressive conditions that I recognized the inherent contradictions and exploitative nature of capitalism. Furthermore, my intellectual journey and education allowed me to explore various philosophical and economic theories, including the works of Hegel and Feuerbach. Their ideas, along with my engagement in radical political circles during my university years, laid the groundwork for my critical thinking and analytical approach. As I matured and witnessed the social upheavals brought about by industrialization and the relentless pursuit of profit, my conviction to challenge the prevailing economic and social order grew stronger. I became acutely aware of the inherent class struggle between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, recognizing the need for a radical transformation of society. It was these experiences, coupled with my studies and engagement with fellow intellectuals and activists, that culminated in the development of my revolutionary ideas. The injustices I witnessed, the economic disparities I observed, and the fervent desire for justice and equality fueled my commitment to formulate a comprehensive critique of capitalism, and offer an alternative path towards a more equitable society. In essence, my early life and upbringing provided me with a deep understanding of the pressing social issues, and a burning desire to challenge the status quo. It propelled me to delve into the complexities of economics, politics, and philosophy, ultimately leading to the formulation of my theories, which continue to resonate and inspire critical discussions today.
Throughout history, your name has become synonymous with communism and the concept of a classless society. However, your ideas have also been criticized for leading to authoritarian regimes and social unrest. How do you respond to the criticisms that have been leveled against your ideology?
David, I appreciate the opportunity to address the criticisms that have been leveled against my ideology. it is important to recognize that the interpretations and applications of my ideas have varied greatly over time and across different societies. Firstly, I must emphasize that my intention was never to advocate for authoritarian regimes or social unrest. My aim was to expose the inherent contradictions and injustices of the capitalist system, and to propose a path towards a more equitable society. It is true that some regimes in history, claiming to follow Marxist principles, have deviated from the original ideals and resorted to authoritarian measures. However, I firmly believe that such deviations were not inherent in my theories but rather a result of specific historical and socio-political circumstances. Critics often argue that my ideas disregard the importance of individual freedoms and property rights. However, it is essential to understand that my focus was primarily on the structural analysis of the capitalist system and the exploitation of the working class. I sought to shed light on the underlying mechanisms of capitalism, and to advocate for a society where the means of production are collectively owned, ensuring a more equitable distribution of wealth and power. Moreover, it is crucial to recognize that the struggles and revolutions that have occurred in the name of communism were often driven by complex historical conditions and the aspirations of the oppressed masses. They cannot solely be attributed to my theories. I believe it is unfair to judge my ideology solely based on the historical events that have unfolded. Instead, it is necessary to delve into the core principles and ideals that underpin my work. The concept of a classless society, free from exploitation and oppression, remains a powerful vision that continues to inspire and resonate with those seeking social justice and equality. In conclusion, while criticisms have been raised against my ideology, it is essential to separate the principles I put forth from the historical implementations that have occurred. By engaging in rigorous intellectual discourse and striving for a comprehensive understanding of my theories, we can foster a more nuanced and productive dialogue about the possibilities and challenges of creating a just and equitable society.
One of your most famous works, the Communist Manifesto, outlines the principles and goals of communism. Looking at the present day, how do you think your ideas hold up in an era marked by rapid technological advancements and globalization?
While it is true that the world has undergone significant transformation since my time, I believe that the fundamental principles of communism remain as relevant as ever. First and foremost, it is crucial to recognize that the advancements in technology and globalization have not erased the fundamental contradictions and inequalities inherent within the capitalist system. If anything, these developments have exacerbated the disparities between the bourgeoisie and the proletariat, widening the gap between the owners of capital and the working class. The concentration of wealth and power in the hands of a few has only intensified, while the vast majority of individuals continue to struggle to make ends meet. The exploitation of labor, the commodification of human life, and the alienation caused by capitalist relations still persist. Furthermore, the rapid advancements in technology have the potential to revolutionize the means of production, and fundamentally transform the nature of work. However, under the capitalist mode of production, these technological advancements primarily serve the interests of the capitalist class, leading to further inequalities and unemployment for the working class. In light of these observations, the principles I outlined in the Communist Manifesto continue to resonate in the present day. The call for the abolition of private ownership of the means of production and the establishment of a classless society, where the workers collectively control and benefit from the fruits of their labor, remains a compelling vision. Moreover, globalization has brought to the forefront the interconnectedness of economies and societies around the world. While capitalism has thrived in this globalized landscape, it has also perpetuated a system of exploitation, where multinational corporations exploit cheap labor and resources in developing nations, further exacerbating global inequalities. The pursuit of profit maximization often comes at the expense of human rights, environmental sustainability, and social well-being. In contrast, the principles of communism emphasize the importance of international solidarity, cooperation, and the equitable distribution of resources. By challenging the exploitative nature of capitalism and advocating for a system that prioritizes the needs and well-being of all individuals, regardless of their geographic location, communism offers an alternative framework for addressing the pressing challenges of our modern era. However, it is essential to acknowledge that the implementation of communist ideals in the past has faced challenges and has often been distorted by authoritarian regimes. The failures and abuses associated with these regimes should not be ignored or dismissed. It is crucial to learn from these historical lessons and strive for a democratic and participatory socialism that upholds individual freedoms, promotes social justice, and ensures the empowerment of the working class. In conclusion, while the world has undergone significant changes since my time, The fundamental principles of communism retain their relevance in the face of rapid technological advancements and globalization, by challenging the inequalities and exploitations perpetuated by the capitalist system and envisioning a society based on cooperation, equity, and democratic control. We can aspire to create a future that prioritizes the well-being of all individuals and fosters a more just and sustainable world.
Your theory of historical materialism suggests that societal progress is driven by class struggle. Some argue that this viewpoint neglects the importance of individual agency and innovation. How do you reconcile this criticism with your overall framework?
It is true that historical materialism places significant emphasis on the role of social classes and their struggles in shaping societal progress. However, this does not diminish the importance of individual agency and innovation within the broader context of historical development. In fact, my theory recognizes that individuals, as products of their social and historical conditions, play a vital role in driving social change. Within the framework of historical materialism, individuals are not isolated actors but are deeply embedded in social relations and economic systems. They are shaped by the material conditions of their time, including the social structures and class dynamics that influence their choices and opportunities. Individual agency is not discounted, rather, it is understood as being mediated and constrained by the larger social and economic forces at play. Moreover, innovation and technological advancements are acknowledged as critical factors in shaping historical progress. They can act as catalysts for change, transforming the means of production and altering the dynamics of class struggle. However, it is important to recognize that innovation itself is not divorced from social relations and economic structures. The pursuit of innovation under capitalism is often driven by the profit motive and the interests of the ruling class, leading to inequalities and exploitation. In reconciling the criticism, it is crucial to view individual agency and innovation within the broader framework of class struggle and historical materialism. Recognizing the dialectical relationship between social structures and individual actions allows for a more comprehensive understanding of societal development. While individuals can contribute to innovation and change, their agency is shaped and influenced by the socio-economic conditions in which they exist. In conclusion, the criticism that my theory neglects individual agency and innovation is based on a partial understanding of historical materialism. Within my framework, individual agency and innovation are understood as inseparable from the broader social and economic context. By recognizing the dialectical relationship between individuals and society, we gain a deeper understanding of how class struggle, social structures, and individual actions interact to shape historical progress.
Marx, you famously stated that religion is the opium of the people. This quote has been interpreted in different ways over the years. Could you shed some light on what you meant by this statement, and how it relates to your broader critique of society?
Yes, religion is the opium of the people. This quote, often subject to various interpretations, holds profound significance within the context of my broader critique of society. When I refer to religion as the opium of the people, I aim to highlight the role that religion plays in society and its effects on the masses. Just as opium is used to alleviate pain and provide a temporary escape from reality, religion serves a similar purpose. It functions as a soothing and comforting force, offering solace and hope to individuals facing the hardships and struggles imposed by the prevailing socio-economic order. However, it is crucial to recognize that this metaphorical opium, provided by religion, serves a specific function within the broader socio-political context. Religion, as an ideology, can be seen as a tool employed by the ruling class to maintain social order and perpetuate existing power structures. By offering promises of divine justice, salvation, and rewards in the afterlife, religion often discourages the oppressed from challenging their present conditions and accepting their lot in life. In my analysis, I critique the role of religion as an ideological apparatus that diverts attention away from the material conditions of inequality, exploitation, and alienation prevalent within capitalist societies. By focusing on otherworldly concerns and the promise of a better afterlife, religion can divert the attention of the masses from the urgent need for social change and transformative action in the present. My broader critique of society extends beyond religion alone. I aim to unveil the underlying contradictions and exploitative nature of the capitalist system. I argued that religion, along with other ideological institutions, serves as a form of social control and false consciousness, perpetuating the status quo and inhibiting the emergence of class consciousness among the proletariat. In essence, my statement on religion as the opium of the people encapsulates the role of religion within the broader framework of my critique of society. It highlights the ideological mechanisms that shape individuals' perceptions, dampen revolutionary fervor, and reinforce the existing social order. By shedding light on this phenomenon, I aim to encourage a critical examination of prevailing beliefs, institutions, and socio-economic structures, ultimately advocating for social change and the pursuit of a more equitable and just society. I hope this response provides further insight into the interconnectedness of religion, ideology, and the broader critique of capitalist systems.
Your writings and theories have inspired movements and revolutions across the globe, often leading to significant social and political changes. However, some argue that these changes have resulted in unintended consequences and even humanitarian crises. How do you grapple with the impact your ideas have had in practice?
As a philosopher and theorist, it is indeed essential to critically examine the practical implications of one's ideas and confront the realities that unfold. First and foremost, it is crucial to understand that the application of any theory, including mine, is subject to various historical, social, and political contexts. The outcomes of social and political changes cannot be solely attributed to my ideas alone, but rather the complex interplay of multiple factors, including the prevailing conditions, the actions of individuals and groups, and the broader dynamics of power. I firmly believe that the struggles for social change should be driven by the self-emancipation of the working class. However, history has shown that the paths taken by revolutionary movements have not always aligned with my vision of a truly classless society. In some instances, attempts to implement my ideas have resulted in unintended consequences, including humanitarian crises and the consolidation of power in the hands of new elites. It is important to recognize that such outcomes were not inherent in my theories, but rather a reflection of the particular circumstances and the decisions made by those involved in the revolutionary processes. Additionally, external factors, such as geopolitical forces and imperialist interventions, have played a significant role in shaping the outcomes of these movements. As a theorist, my responsibility lies in continuously analyzing and critiquing the conditions that give rise to exploitation and inequality. While I cannot directly control the actions and consequences that follow the application of my ideas, I strive to foster a critical understanding of the complexities involved, and to encourage continuous evaluation and adaptation of strategies to address the challenges faced. I encourage those who engage with my ideas to approach them with a critical and dialectical perspective, one that acknowledges the contradictions and challenges of implementing transformative change in an imperfect world. It is essential to maintain a commitment to the emancipation of the working class, while remaining open to learning from the successes and failures of past movements. Ultimately, the impact of ideas in practice is shaped by a multitude of factors, and it is our collective responsibility to learn from history, adapt our strategies, and work towards a society that truly embodies equality, justice, and human flourishing.
Marx, as a prominent figure in the socialist movement, you advocated for the abolition of private property. Yet, critics argue that private property rights are essential for fostering innovation, economic growth, and individual freedom. How do you respond to these claims?
David, it is indeed a common argument put forth by critics, but allow me to respond and present my perspective on this matter. First and foremost, it is important to clarify that when I speak of the abolition of private property, I am referring to the means of production, the resources and tools necessary for the production of goods and services. I do not advocate for the elimination of personal possessions or belongings that individuals use for their own personal use and enjoyment. Now, turning to the claims put forth by critics, it is crucial to recognize that innovation and economic growth are not solely dependent on private property rights. In fact, history has shown that significant innovations and advancements have been achieved through collective efforts, cooperation, and shared resources. Many scientific and technological breakthroughs, for instance, have been the result of collaborative endeavors rather than the exclusive pursuit of individual gain. Moreover, the capitalist system, with its emphasis on private property and profit maximization, often hampers innovation by prioritizing short-term financial gains over long-term societal benefits. In the pursuit of profit, resources and investments are allocated based on market demand, rather than the genuine needs and aspirations of the broader population. This narrow focus on profit-driven innovation limits the potential for human progress, and stifles creativity that could be unleashed under more collective and cooperative frameworks. Furthermore, the notion of individual freedom should not be conflated with the unfettered accumulation of private property. In a capitalist society, the accumulation of wealth and property by a small elite often leads to the concentration of power and the subjugation of the majority. Genuine individual freedom can only be achieved when economic and social relations are based on equality and the fair distribution of resources. By advocating for the abolition of private property in the means of production, I seek to create a system where collective ownership and democratic control of resources can be realized. This would not stifle innovation, but rather provide the necessary conditions for individuals to flourish and contribute to society based on their capabilities and interests, free from the constraints imposed by private property. In conclusion, the claim that private property rights are essential for innovation, economic growth, and individual freedom is a narrow perspective that fails to consider the broader social and economic dynamics at play. By reimagining the organization of production and adopting a more cooperative and collectively oriented approach, we can foster innovation, ensure economic growth that benefits all members of society, and promote genuine individual freedom.
Over the years, your work has been subject to numerous interpretations and misinterpretations. Are there any common misunderstandings or misconceptions about your theories that you would like to clarify?
Indeed, over the years, my work has been subject to diverse interpretations, some of which have resulted in misunderstandings. Allow me to clarify a few common misconceptions. Firstly, one common misconception is that I advocated for a rigid and dogmatic form of communism. It is important to note that my writings were not intended as a detailed blueprint for a future communist society. Rather, they sought to analyze and critique the capitalist system, exposing its inherent contradictions and injustices. My aim was to stimulate critical thinking and encourage individuals to question the prevailing socio-economic order, the specific forms of social transformation, and the realization of a communist society were to be determined collectively by the working class in accordance with their historical conditions. Secondly, there is a misconception that I disregarded the importance of individual rights and personal freedoms. On the contrary, I recognized the significance of individuality and personal development. However, I argued that under capitalism, true individual freedom is constrained by economic and social conditions. The liberation of individuals requires addressing the systemic inequalities and alienation perpetuated by capitalist relations of production. By overcoming class divisions and establishing a society based on cooperation and equality, individuals can attain genuine freedom to develop their full potential. Another misunderstanding is the notion that my theories promote violent revolution as the only means of achieving social change. While I acknowledge the possibility of revolutionary upheavals, I also emphasize the importance of peaceful, democratic, and collective action. The ultimate goal was to bring about a transition from capitalism to socialism through the organized efforts of the working class and their allies, using a variety of means including political activism, labor movements, and the establishment of alternative institutions. Lastly, my concept of dictatorship of the proletariat has often been misinterpreted as an endorsement of a totalitarian regime. In reality, I use this term to describe the transitional phase following the overthrow of the capitalist system. It refers to the collective rule of the working class aimed at dismantling class distinctions and gradually establishing a classless society. It was not meant to justify the concentration of power in the hands of a single ruler or party, but rather to emphasize the need for a democratic and participatory process of governance. These are just a few examples of the misconceptions that have arisen around my theories. It is crucial to approach my work with a comprehensive understanding and engage in critical analysis. By clarifying these misunderstandings, we can foster a more accurate and fruitful dialogue about the ideas and insights I sought to contribute to the understanding of capitalist society and the path toward a more just and equitable world.
It has been said that your theories and ideas laid the groundwork for future developments in sociology and economics. Are there any specific aspects of your work that you believe have been underappreciated or overshadowed by other elements?
While my work has undoubtedly influenced subsequent thinkers and shaped important intellectual currents, there are indeed aspects that I believe have been underappreciated or overshadowed by other elements. One aspect that is often overlooked is the ethical and humanistic foundation of my critique of capitalism. Amidst the complex analysis of economic systems and class struggles, I consistently emphasized the profound human costs of capitalist exploitation and alienation. My aim was not solely to expose the structural flaws of capitalism but also to advocate for a more just and equitable society. I envisioned a world where human needs and flourishing take precedence over profit-seeking and exploitation. Furthermore, my writings address not only economic issues but also the cultural and ideological dimensions of society. I recognize that economic relations are intertwined with broader social structures, including politics, culture, and ideology. My concepts of class consciousness, false consciousness, and ideological hegemony sought to elucidate the ways in which ruling classes maintain their dominance through control over ideas and beliefs. By exploring the ideological underpinnings of capitalism, I aim to shed light on the complexities of power and social control in capitalist societies. Another underappreciated aspect is my engagement with historical materialism. This framework highlights the importance of historical context in understanding social development and change. I argued that social phenomena, including economic systems and class struggles, are shaped by specific historical conditions. By analyzing historical processes, we can better grasp the underlying dynamics and contradictions of capitalist societies. This historical perspective is crucial for developing effective strategies for social transformation. Lastly, my emphasis on collective action and the role of the working class in achieving social change is often overshadowed by debates about the role of the state. While I acknowledge the potential role of the state in the transition from capitalism to socialism, I consistently emphasize the significance of self-emancipation and the active agency of the working class. I believe that lasting social transformation could only be achieved through the organized efforts and solidarity of the working class, who are at the heart of capitalist production. These underappreciated aspects of my work contribute to a comprehensive understanding of my theories and their relevance for understanding and transforming capitalist societies.
In your lifetime, you faced financial struggles and had to rely on the support of others to continue your work. Looking back, what advice would you give to aspiring intellectuals and activists who find themselves navigating similar challenges?
First and foremost, remain steadfast in your convictions. The pursuit of truth and the quest for social justice can be arduous and demanding, but it is essential to persevere despite the obstacles that may arise. Stay committed to your principles and ideals, even in the face of financial difficulties or societal pressures. Secondly, seek solidarity and collaboration. The struggles we face are not solitary battles, but collective endeavors. Establish connections with like-minded individuals who share your vision for a more just and equitable world. Form alliances, engage in collective organizing, and support one another in times of hardship. Remember, strength lies in unity. Furthermore, be resourceful and adaptable in finding means to continue your work. Recognize that financial constraints can limit your options, but they need not extinguish your intellectual pursuits. Explore alternative avenues for funding, such as grants, scholarships, or cooperative arrangements. Embrace the power of collective action and community support to sustain your endeavors. Importantly, embrace the transformative potential of education. Knowledge and understanding are powerful tools for effecting social change. Continuously deepen your understanding of the social, economic, and political forces at play. Engage with diverse perspectives, challenge prevailing orthodoxies, and refine your ideas through rigorous intellectual inquiry. Knowledge is not only a personal asset but a resource to be shared with others. Finally, remain cognizant of the broader historical context in which you operate. Understand that societal change takes time and that progress is often incremental. Patience and perseverance are virtues that activists and intellectuals must cultivate. While the challenges may seem overwhelming, remember that each small step forward contributes to the larger process of societal transformation. In closing, I would advise aspiring intellectuals and activists to remain unwavering in their convictions, seek solidarity and collaboration, resourcefully navigate financial challenges, embrace the transformative power of education, and maintain patience and perseverance in the face of adversity. By staying true to these principles, you can contribute to the ongoing struggle for a more just and equitable world.
Thank you all for joining us on this enlightening journey into the life and mind of Karl Marx. Through thought-provoking discussions and probing questions, we have gained new insights into his motivations, contributions, and the enduring relevance of his ideas, reminding us of the power and complexity of intellectual discourse throughout history. Join us next time as we continue to unravel the minds of history's greatest thinkers on Timeless Talks. Until then, stay curious and keep exploring the wisdom of the past that guides us forward.